A new study is fueling concerns around the long-term health impact of ultra-processed foods like donuts, frozen meals, soda, even some breakfast cereals.
The study, which was published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, estimates that ultra-processed foods make up more than half of calorie intake in the U.S. Well, research looked at dietary trends from 8 countries like the U.S. and the U.K., and it found that diets high in these ultra-processed foods may have contributed to thousands of premature deaths.
NBC News medical contributor Dr. Vin Gupta is back with us to take a closer look at this. So let's look specifically at the numbers of what this study found. It suggested the consumption of ultra-processed food may have played a part in 124,000 premature deaths in the U.S. just in the year 2018. Wow. What's important to know about how these foods can affect our health?
You know, Joe, what we're seeing is that what is ultra-processed foods? Basically, It's 5 or more ingredients that are not whole foods. So somebody eating a salad, you're putting whole foods into those salads, whole tomatoes.
Unless you're putting a donut in there.
Unless you're putting a donut in there. What's not whole food? It's something like a sugar or a preservative to keep something fresh on the shelf for a very long time. That's what we're concerned about. What we're seeing here is that if you're eating these ultra-processed foods, 5 or more sort of non-natural substances in your food, it causes inflammation. And actually, your arteries and your vital organs do not like that substance going into your body, and it causes detrimental impacts, including inflammation.
I saw a picture of a burger on one of our graphics. Does a burger count?
The actual meat itself it depends on how it's prepared. And so sausages are ultra-processed. Bacon is actually ultra-processed. And so, but if you have sort of a lean piece of steak or a lean piece of turkey, that does not count.
Okay. And what about lean ground beef?
It does not count.
Okay, good.
Does not count.
I like burgers, if you can't tell. What are some processed foods that might pose the highest risks here?
You know, so it's things like that. We've talked about this in the past. We've talked about donuts. Things like, and not to be
donuts.
Frosted Flakes. So, you're taking something that's already processed, almost like a chip-like cereal, and then you're adding a bunch of sugar onto it. And so, and chips of some varieties. We're seeing a few of these right here on the screen. Soda energy drinks, margarines and spreads. So that is a sense of it. Ice cream, highly processed, unfortunately, bad news. Right. But the idea here is, and that's why we focus so much on whole foods, things that are natural putting into your body. But even lean meats are okay. It's just the more that you're getting something that's been on the shelf for many, many weeks, that's when you want to be worried.
I do like a frosted mini wheat on Sunday, so I might have to cut back on that. All right, so what are some of the changes we can make, even small changes in our daily habits or just when we go to the grocery store that can make a difference?
What I'd say is focus more at the front of the store, places where, obviously, fruits and vegetables. How many times have you and I, all of us, talked about the MIND diet or the Mediterranean diet? Being mindful when you enter the grocery store to the extent that you can purchase things that are not shelf stable, that will expire, that need refrigeration. That's where you want to focus. Dairy products are good. They actually are filling in lean meats. They're going to keep you full. And what I really recommend here is snacks like tomatoes filled with water, a lettuce-based salad with maybe lean meat. That's going to keep you full for longer, reduce cravings.
Joe, would you do a frosted mini wheat on a Saturday, or would that be wild?
Sometimes on a Saturday, yeah. Sometimes twice a week.
You can have your vices, but minimize them, of course.
All right, sounds good.
Good advice.
Cut the frosted mini wheats in half.
All right,
Dr. Gupta, good to have you with us.
Thank
you so much.